So we are Unit 167.
Activate your voice, activate it now. We are live from the TCU Convention in Vegas. Let's go!
Welcome to a special edition of Activate Live. I'm Tanya Hutchins. We're coming to you live from the 35th regular convention of TCU IAM, which opened today in Las Vegas, Nevada. This morning, National President Robert Scarlatti gave his keynote speech, and there was a special tribute to the spouses of TCU IAM union representatives. The convention has recessed for lunch, but here are some pictures that were taken by Carlos San Miguel of the special tribute to the spouses of the union representatives. The spouses who give up so much time because of the work of the union reps. So this was a way to say thank you during the convention. Now everyone is at lunch right now, so we have a chance to speak with at least two local chairmen, and the first is Olivia Nelson Richards from the Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority, also known as LAMTA. Thanks for being here, Olivia.
Thank you for having me.
Now, how long have you been a TCU member?
Since August 6, 1979.
Wow, and when you first joined, what were you doing?
I worked in the call center.
So you were a talker back then?
Yes.
And we can still say she's a talker nowadays.
I'm a talker now, yes.
Now, I understand where you are now, Local Lodge 1315, yes. In Unit 87, you have 100% membership.
Right.
How did you do that?
Well, actually, I don't know if we even thought about it. If you were hired with LACMTA and you worked for a job that came under the scope of our contract, then you were automatically a TCU member. We haven't had any objectives. So coming up to this date, the only thing we did was communicate what the benefits of being a union member are and what it would mean if they were no longer union members. So,
what do you say to them?
Well, basically, we had a pretty good contract in which we ratified in 2017. It's a 5-year contract, and over the life of the contract, I think we're going to get something like 26% increase in wages. Our medical benefits are great with low contributions and low co-pays. And then we have a great pension plan. So in addition to having good benefits, I've told my members that the union helps to protect their safety and basically protect their jobs. Because without the union, the company could pretty much outsource our work.
Now that this Janus decision has come down and there are public union members that may not be required to pay union dues, what do you say to all of those union members out there across the country in public unions who are still fighting to get people to pay their dues?
Well, for us, what I did initially after or just before the Janus decision came, we did a flyer explaining what the benefits of being a union member were. We did a recommitment application. So far I've gotten about a 98% recommitment of those people that are already paying union dues. The additional thing that we're telling everyone is the Janus decision is really just another ploy to bust the unions. For us, we have been able to negotiate good benefits, good wages, and job protections for the 39 years that I've been a union member, period. I've been chair for 12 years, and my focus is not so much on the members themselves, but on the job, protecting the jobs. In protecting those jobs, I protect my members. So without the union, I mean, every once in a while, I have to file a scope grievance where the company has tried to outsource work. We have 96 job classifications. We are clerical support, and our jobs are easily They could be easily outsourced. But because we have a no subcontracting clause in our contract, we protect our jobs. Therefore, we protect those members that are in those jobs, plus the numbers. So my talk to anyone who is a current member or a potential member is that you can't beat a union job. But if they don't pay dues, then literally the union goes away without the resources to be able to provide the protections that we fight for in negotiations or wherever.
And you're good at what you do. You're not only protecting the jobs, but you're protecting the skills of the people who are already there.
And one of my biggest things, my biggest pet peeve is training our people to be prepared for the future. Once again, we have new technology is going to probably affect TCU in our job class more than it would the mechanics and the operators, because we're clerical support. So I'm pushing and driving the company to create training programs to prepare our members for the technical future. So without that, without the union, without me or a chairperson like me fighting for the unions, there's no job protection, and therefore those jobs go away. Let me just give you an example of the wages. By the time this contract is over, I have custodians that will make $30.41 an hour. That is unheard of. But it's because of the negotiations, the camaraderie of the other 4 unions on the property. But not only that, we have some, I believe, some employers who appreciate what we do. So
they understand.
They understand. But just because they understand doesn't mean that they're going to say, oh, we want to keep TCU around, pay your dues. No, they're not going to do that. If they could lower the wages, then that would save them some money. The only way they could lower the wages would be to outsource the work. So without us, those jobs go away for us. And the protections that we offer go away as well.
Well, I'm so glad you were able to stop by. How was this morning's session?
It was great. I love President Scarletti. He knows how to excite you and get your adrenaline flowing. This is my 4th convention. I don't know, I lose count.
Okay.
But I look forward to coming and meeting with my brothers and sisters from the other locals. But I really appreciate TCU and the IAM. I think together we're doing great. We're doing wonderful things.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of the convention to come and speak with us, because I know you're a busy woman and you're headed. She's going back to do more work.
Yes.
So thank you, Olivia. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, we're hoping that you join the conversation. So please join us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. You can use live chat on YouTube as well. Let us know what you think. We have a few people watching already. We got a thumbs up from Heather Kelly. So thank you, Heather's watching all the way from Canada. So that is great news. So we are taking some time out from the TCU IAM Convention. This is a 35th regular convention to talk to some local chairmen just about their jobs, what they do, and what issues they're facing. So I'm actually going to bring up another local chair who was here with us and took time out. We're on the lunch recess right now, and we're just grabbing people as we can. So I'm going to bring up Kelly Street. So Kelly, come on up, Kelly. You're going to see him come up right behind me. So join me right here. And Kelly is going to tell us a little bit about the work that he's been doing in Missouri, or Missouri. I'm trying to learn how to say Missouri. Do you say Missouri or Missouri?
Well, some people say Missouri, some people say Missouri.
Okay.
Kind of depends on where you live in the state.
Okay. So I say Missouri, but it doesn't count because I'm from the East Coast. But you brought actually some of your flyers and cards here about voting no on Prop A, and I'm actually going to let everybody know that there is an election coming up, and Kelly has been hard at work in Missouri fighting Prop A, which puts right to work for less on the August 7th ballot. So what we'd like to know from you is, how is it going with this fight the last few weeks before the election?
I think it's going pretty well. We have every union on board. Members from all unions are out working hard. They're knocking on doors and they're talking to people. We're doing a lot of phone banking, those kind of things, to get the word out on how bad this legislation is for our state.
What is your last minute message to voters if they're still unsure about what Prop A is?
My last minute message to them would be to vote no on it, and by voting no, that keeps things the way they are. It doesn't change anything in our state.
You know, it sounds like a good thing, but it isn't. You hear the words right to work, but we know it's right to work for less.
Right. It does sound good. Everybody wants the right to work, but everybody already has the right to work. This law doesn't change any of that. I call it the right to freeload, is what I call it, because it's not fair for other people to carry your share. And that is basically what this does. It's union busting is all it is.
And studies have shown that the people who work in right to less, see, that's my new thing, right to less, right to work for less states, they make less money than people that are in the non-right to work states.
That is a very true statement. They make over $8,000 a year less money. I've worked in right to work states as a union member when I was with operating engineers years ago on the pipeline. I've traveled through those states. I've worked there. I've seen it personally. I've seen the living conditions. They're a lot less than what the state of Missouri has. If you look at the state of Kansas, wages go down considerably in the state of Kansas when you get past, say, Johnson County, a couple of counties off the Missouri line, wages drop significantly for union and non-union members. This affects everyone, all the way down to your person working at your local McDonald's or your local Walmart. It affects everyone.
Your little sticker here says, vote no on Prop A, wrong for Missouri, protect your pay. And you're handing out these cards as well, aren't you?
Yes. Those are the cards when we go door to door and we knocking on doors, talking to people, telling them about it. There's a lot of facts on these sheets, and we leave, even the people that say, yeah, I'm for it, or if they say absolutely no, I'm against it, we still leave it with them, and they can talk to their neighbors about it. All the facts are right there.
Yeah, so it's saying how it fails to create jobs, driving down wages, hurting workers. So all the information is there, even if they're not home and they get this when they get back.
Absolutely. Proposition A does nothing to create jobs. There is nothing in that to create jobs. No matter how the other side is spinning it, there is no way that this law can create one job anywhere.
Anything else you'd like to say about Prop A? Because I want to find out a little bit about you after we talk about this.
I just encourage everybody out there, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, educate yourself about it. Lots of people don't get educated about it. They just go to the polls and they read it and then they vote. Be sure and educate yourself before you vote, and vote no on Prop A.
And you all are working hard. I mean, you're knocking on doors, phone banking.
Yes, we've got members out everywhere doing this, all over the state. People are out there. Lots of non-union people are out there with us, knocking on doors. They know how bad this law is. This is not just a union, non-union issue. This is all of the workers in the state of Missouri. This is for everybody.
Now remind us where you work now and how you got involved in the union.
I work for Union Pacific Railroad. I am also local chairman for my union, which is the TCU. And we are also Brotherhood of Railway Carmen, who merged with TCU back in the 1980s. Before that, I have a long union history. I was a member of Operating Engineers, Local 101 in Kansas City. My grandpa retired from there. So we have a long history with it.
So you grew up knowing what unions were and the value of unions?
Yes, I did grow up. My grandpa was able to retire for many years, and my grandma lived up into her mid-80s and still was able to draw my grandpa's pension. That's what a lot of the fight is about pensions and keeping unions strong, which in turn keeps non-union jobs strong.
That's right. It raises the standard of living for everyone.
Exactly. You know, unions set the scale. And as I said in one of the TV interviews I did, everybody wants to make union scale. I know lots of friends of mine that are non-union, and when they get to go on a job that pays union scale, they love it.
They feel the union difference.
They feel the union difference. And there was a point in my life when I did work non-union. I didn't know how to get in the unions, those kind of things. And once I finally learned how, and I saw the benefits, I immediately got health insurance. I started getting a retirement, those kinds of things. I saw the benefit of it.
And I did too. And you have protections there, like you said, even worker protections and even a grievance procedure.
Exactly. Especially with the TCU and what I do, I handle all the grievance claims for approximately 350 members of my lodge.
For the non-union people that are watching, can you just tell them how that works, the grievance procedure?
Sure. A grievance procedure is when the company has done something that is against the contract. And you write up on a piece of paper. You could simply write on a piece of paper like this what they did and how they violated that. Maybe they didn't let you go to lunch and they didn't pay you that day. Or it depends on what's in your contract. You bring that to me and I will write up the grievance. And I will go represent you to management. And I will talk to management and say, this is what you did wrong. And this is the consequences for that. And the way ours works is when you turn in the grievance procedure, there's a line of people, and then the next person in line is the one that gets paid for that grievance procedure, unless it affected you personally. If they didn't let you go to lunch and didn't pay you, I will get you paid for your lunch. That is what I do. If they made you work overtime and didn't pay you, I will get you paid. That's what I do.
So it's not like in a non-union place where it's take it or leave it. You get to talk about it and work it out.
Exactly. And you have someone that will go represent you. A lot of people are afraid to go talk to their management because they're afraid of being fired. That's where I come in. You come and talk to me, I will go represent you. I will talk to management, and not just talk to management. I will demand that they pay you what they owe you.
And that's hard work. So we thank you for doing that work.
Well, thank you. It is hard work, and some, like I said, some people just aren't comfortable talking to management. And they're afraid of repercussions, those kind of things. With the union, you don't have repercussions. I'm the one that goes and deals with your management.
A lot of young people, when they first start out, think that the HR person is there to represent them, but I think that the HR person is there to represent the company.
Oh, absolutely not. HR does not represent you. HR is paid by the company.
Yeah.
HR works for the company. When you go talk to your union rep works for you. That is who he works for or she works for, and they are there to represent you. And that is absolutely how that works. You don't have to go deal with the company yourself.
Now, we're here at the TCU IAM Convention, the
Yes.
35th regular convention. We just had the morning session and everybody broke for lunch. What stood out to you this morning?
Robert Scardelletti's speech, perhaps should have said President Scardelletti's speech on the Janus decision. That really stood out to me. He had a great speech this morning talking about that, how that will affect us, and the politicians that back that. We cannot support politicians that are against union labor. Absolutely, we cannot support those kind of people.
So if you're against labor, you're against workers.
If you're against labor, you are
Yeah.
against workers. Absolutely. That's my message to politicians out there. We know who you are and we're coming for you.
See, you're not going to get your vote, right?
It will not get my vote. If you're against labor, I don't care what the other issues are. If you're against labor, you are against us.
Kelly, is there anything else that you'd like to say, whether it's to voters or whether it's to non-union members that are trying to learn about the union?
To non-union members that are wanting to learn about the union, learn what craft that you want to do. There are literally hundreds of different jobs, different classifications out there. Learn about that union. Talk to friends and family of yours that are union members, and they will teach you how to get signed up, how to get in the union. And if you're non-union, I want to say this Prop A thing is absolutely against you as well as it is anyone else.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Kelly Street.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. You're from Lodge 6762, Unit 320. I read that right off of your delegate badge. So thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you.
And we're getting some good comments here. Awesome job. Nice work, Kelly. Keep up the fight. We have Susan Fry saying, stay union strong. Rob Green is giving a big,
All right.
yeah, big fist there. So,
And that's the great part about this is solidarity among the workers. People that haven't experienced that, they don't really understand what that means until you're in a workplace where everyone is working toward the same goal. A lot of workplaces, the workers, the companies, will pit the workers against each other and have them fighting amongst each other. When you have solidarity with all of your members and everybody working toward one goal, it just makes it so much better.
well, thank you, Kelly. And thank you all for watching, everyone who's been commenting. Even if you're still watching the replay, you can still comment and let us know what you think about Prop A, Right to Work for Less in Missouri, which is coming up for a vote August 7th. And let us know what you think about the convention. If you're here, go ahead and comment at this 35th regular convention of TCU IAM. Before we go, we'd like to thank all of our guests today during this special edition of Activate Live. And please join us Wednesday, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, for our next show from the TCU IAM Convention here in Las Vegas. We'll speak with Vice President Matt Hollis. Join us on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube. Did I get that right, Kevin Gifford? All right, Kevin says it's okay. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.